Hey everyone, Sean here, and today in this video I wanted to sit down and talk about an ongoing battle between the content creators, big and small, YouTube's copyright system that it's pretty much broken at this point, if it wasn't obvious already, and the corporate companies that have been taking advantage of said broken system. Specifically, I wanted to make this video because of the Totally Not Mark situation that has happened recently. So for those who don't know, Totally Not Mark is a YouTube channel that makes anime reviews, especially involving with Toei stuff, ranging from One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, you name it. I don't think Naruto is a part of Toei Animation, but I could be wrong. I think that's a different studio, but that's not the point. A lot of the anime that he reviews, or the major ones anyway, are from Toei Animation. And once again, Toei Animation has gone out their way to cause unfavorable drama, from the people, and while they're fulfilling their own agenda along their way, of course, money, essentially. Anyway, Mark has had a lot of videos done over the years, and Toei Animation has decided suddenly to block and claim 150 of these videos that he has put his hard work into. While I don't know the guy personally, nor I don't know the channel, from front to back or anything like that, but what I know is that the system on YouTube, when it comes to copyright claiming and blocking and everything in between, is absolutely broken. Sometimes, or no, not sometimes, all the time, or most of the time, these companies don't even take a look at these videos. Of course, they're not gonna sit down and watch 150 videos from, I mean, it's more than 150 videos, but anyway, a lot of those videos don't get watched by the very companies themselves. They just have their bots set up. If it even remotely sees something related, it seems like they go ahead and do their thing. And, in this case, Mark, luckily, doesn't have any strikes here, but he has all that work from those at least 100 plus 150 videos. So essentially, he's kind of blocked from earning the revenue or the payout for the Patreons on his Patreon. And so essentially he has to go back to doing ad revenue on his older videos, the videos that haven't been taken down, and so he has to kind of make up for the losses right now that way, instead of going through Patreon and stuff. It all points back to YouTube's copyright system either way. But not only that, but there is an ongoing issue with Japan with the copyright laws of how they do things. It's pretty different of how they view things, and for most people, they see it as archaic, which I pretty much can agree on. And I have one story that can pretty much have me empathize with Mark's situation. So this case involves involves with the Street Fighter 5 Akira video. Funny enough, the manga company that published the Akira manga, which the movie is based from, that company took down that video for the most part because it had the word Akira in there, or I mentioned Akira somewhere in the video. So that video not only was taken down, I actually got a copyright strike on that channel because of a absolutely stupid mistake that a company made, and it really shows of how broken this whole system is in the first place, and how advantageous it is for the companies, the big corporate companies, and not so much even with the content creators. Why is it that the party that put out the claim gets to decide that the claim is valid or not? That doesn't make sense to me, and I think that's very biased for the claimer. And a lot of these claimers, of course, are the big companies, so obviously the small guys, or the smaller guys, like, myself and all the other and a lot of the content creators who don't really have the platform or the money or sort of that power to, fight back with confidence at times. Now, in this case, I was very confident because there's nothing mentioning Akira the manga at all, essentially. But because of the name or word, I guess, set off the bot or whatever. And so this whole situation happened in the first place with myself and Kodansha. But luckily, Kodansha released the claim or whatever, or dissolved the claim, and so the video is back up, and the strike went away for me. So for me, it was okay. But imagine 150 of those, happening to someone's channel, right? So that would be gut-wrenching and heartbreaking for those people who put their hard work into that. Just because a stupid mistake like that, and YouTube allowing that to happen like that. So it really, really, really needs to be looked at by YouTube, of course. And when it comes to these claims, we need a third party to take a look at these videos. When I mean third party, I mean YouTube. YouTube really needs some, a team. Of course, it has to, kind of grow over time to take a look at these claims and see if these claims are valid or not, rather than the company or party that put out the claims themselves. Of course, they're gonna favor themselves, ideally, but but luckily, for me anyway, the companies have been sensible, and except especially with Kodansha, have released the claim and whatever. So I got lucky on that one, right? But someone for like Mark, he's got 150 of those to work on. It takes 30 days at least for those videos to even go through that stuff, at the most, of course, at the longest. And so, he did the math, right, for all the videos and all the possibilities that happen in between. And he says that if he does this individually, it's going to take him, 30 plus years, which is crazy. Well, if it's 30 days plus the counter, right, and then everything else, then I guess, 37 years, so, at least, or around there. But point being, it's going to take a long time for all that to resolve, which is unfair for someone like Mark, no matter how you look at it. And just because the companies are taking advantage of these systems that YouTube has put out in the first place. Though, this really needs to stop. Really, it's so unfair for the content creators, and advantageous, blatantly advantageous for the big corporate companies. So they can just potentially take control of YouTube. I mean, they kind of are, in a way. If you take a look at the dislike button, that disappeared because, well, companies don't like that. Especially, if you look at the videos like Call of Duty and Battlefield and such. Those trailer videos sometimes get a lot of dislikes at times, and so corporate companies don't like seeing that, and they probably told YouTube, hey, we don't like seeing that, otherwise they won't pay them the big bucks or something like that. And YouTube gave in to that, I guess, maybe, perhaps, I'm assuming. I'm just putting out a theory, but it's pretty reasonable, right? And so they took out the dislike button for us to see. Obviously, we can, us creators can see our dislikes, but and they get to see their dislikes in the analytics, but we can't see it in public of how many dislikes are in comparison to the likes. We can't see the ratio anymore, which always has been helpful when it comes to other videos such as tutorial videos and sort of the more factual videos. So I don't think the dislike removal has been helpful for the most part. There are specific situations where it is, but it's very specific, so I don't think that dislike sort of censorship, essentially what it is not helpful. So anyway, this whole thing needs to stop with the wrongful copyright claims. There needs to be a lot of work done. There needs to be a much bigger process to go through these things, You know, instead of just like, oh, claim, you know. So that's essentially what happened with videos like, you know, the Akira reaction video, and of course with Mark's video. Probably just didn't like what he was doing, just from the get-go, I guess. Even though they had him on, promoting their products essentially. So it's like, while he was helping them, promoting them in a way, they're pretty much like, you know, taking him, going through the back door and then fucking him over, you know, kind of thing. Like, it's so crazy of how this whole thing works, you know. And the same thing happened with 4-Star. 4-Star had some sort of promotion or collaboration with Toei Animation in a way. I think it was like a cameo or something for Dragon Ball Kai. I think it was Dragon Ball Z Kai, and they had some copyright claims as well, I think, from Toei Animation. So, you know, there's this whole problem with Japan and their archaic views on copyright use and such. But I'm not going to go into that too much. But all I can say is that they're very archaic about it. A lot of companies that just aren't so caught up with these times. I can definitely say Nintendo was like that until not too long ago. It's still like, what, a couple of years ago at this point that they, you know, stopped doing that when it comes to copyright claiming or third-party claiming, whatever it is. The whole point comes back to YouTube's system. There needs to be a lot of work done. There needs to be more process of initiating it, and there needs to be a more thorough process when it comes to the counter claims and who gets to, you know, sort of say what's valid and what's not. There's more stuff to it, of course, that needs to be done, but those are the things I can definitely come up with, you know, that needs to be worked on, in my opinion. So this whole thing, again, needs to stop. I think, hopefully, Totally Not Mark's situation is sort of the mark of a beginning of these changes, but, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath for too long, just because of how YouTube works and everything else. So, but we'll have to see. I mean, you never know. And I hope work gets done on improvements on this platform. You know, again, I love what I've been doing on YouTube, you know, over the years, just to make videos out of my passion. But, you know, everything that happens around it, you know, with the copyright claims, takedowns, strikes, it's scary, man. It's heartbreaking. You know, all that work and passion can just disappear because of someone else's stupid mistakes or people taking advantage of a stupid system. It's not right. You know, that's all I can say. So that's pretty much all I got for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any comments about this whole situation with Toei Animation or just the copyright system in the first place on YouTube, anything related, in the comment section below, I'd love to read them and check them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out, and I do appreciate it again. So this has been the Hawke Talks episode regarding to Toei Animation, the copyright system, and everything else relating to that. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sean out.